When it comes to deer hunting, failure is an option. But for hunters like Bob Foulkrod, a failed hunt is just another reason to come back and try again. So when a local legend with double drop tines proves hard to locate, Bob will take extraordinary measures to find him, even if it takes all season. But can Bob find this ghost of the Wisconsin timber, or will failure be the only option this time?
Thinking, oh man, so I really, really wanted to get that double drop tine. Paul calls up, says, guess what, he's back.
Filmed with multiple cameras as it happens, it's 100% real hunting, and it starts now. Redhead Pro Team member Bob Foulkrod has come to Wisconsin for an early season archery hunt with good friend and Dairy State native Paul Keller.
Actually, I met Paul Keller out for the Whitetail Challenge when we went out there a couple years ago. And some guys just click, and him and I happened to do that. We just clicked. He had a piece of land that he had managed for 18 years, and he invited me out to come out on a hunt with him. It was a privilege, and I jumped at the chance. And was going to obviously go out with one of the things I loved the most, and that's hunting with a bow in early season.
The wind will be blowing that direction, so it should keep it off the field, which isn't bad.
Paul carefully manages his property and his wildlife. The results speak for themselves.
That's a good buck, though. That's a big buck. That one's got some mass.
Yeah, sure does.
And he's talking about this deer that's got double drop tines, and I'd never shot a deer that had double drop tines on before, so I was quite excited. I actually had my heart set on, I was going out there to hunt this double drop tine buck. He was 6.5, 7.5 years old. He'd give everybody the slip for 3 years in a row, and we just had our heels dug in that I'm going to try for this buck.
The hunting area is about 350 acres, and Paul is very careful when it comes to spending time in the woods.
I'm hot already, Paul.
Hunters are required to be as scent-free as possible, which fits right into Bob's philosophy.
That's the best boot they've got right there. Rubber bottom, leather top.
Tries to keep you scent-free. He's very conscientious. He's even got a separate room just to put your clothes. He takes us out on a four-wheeler. We step off from it, go up the tree stand, he drives away. And you'll stay there until you call him on the cell phone, either say you're successful or it got too dark, and he comes back and picks you up. Gosh sakes, here comes a nice buck, but I haven't seen that double drop tine buck yet. And all of a sudden,
Bob Foulkrod is hunting early season whitetail in Wisconsin. He's hoping to see a big double drop tine buck that's been showing up here on a regular basis.
this is the first day of Wisconsin season, and I'm excited. And all of a sudden, you got deer all around you.
The big buck has plenty of eyes, ears, and noses checking out the field before he makes his entrance, and that may prove to be a problem for this hunt. Bob is hunting a 2-acre food plot deep inside a stand of timber. On one side is overgrown pasture and brush to serve as a bedding area. The other side has ag fields of alfalfa, beans, and corn. The plot's mix of perennials and annuals have matured just in time for this September hunt, and the deer are taking full advantage. Bob's stand is between two trails that the deer use to enter the field.
And all of a sudden you got deer all around you, you know, and you're almost afraid to move. And as it gets closer to evening, you look and there's a nice buck. And gosh sakes, here comes a nice buck, but I haven't seen that double drop tine buck yet. And all of a sudden, the wind changed, and it blew all them buck out of there.
A wind shift has spoiled Bob's best odds for taking the big buck he's after. Now, only hours into the hunt, he's back to square one.
Bunch of dozers out in the field. Wind caught me in my left ear. Went right down to him. Spooked everything running in the woods down there. He might continue going down in the soybeans and feed. Chances are he's gonna go right on down.
So it's a magic time of year, but it can go wrong, and it went wrong that first evening. Man, you're just heartbroken, and like I've always said, and whether it's a seminar or explaining deer hunting, once you blow that cover, those deer know that they're being hunted now.
The wind messed us up last night too with the sorrel, and it's kind of pretty well steady. Hope the next time I turn this thing on, we're after that deer.
Tomorrow evening comes, we crawl back up in the same stand, we get there, and now all of a sudden the deer hang up. I mean, they hang up way back and they wait till dark, kind of looking to see what, spooked them yesterday. You can see them playing their noses are going up. Now they're checking it. Before they were just comfortable about walking back up.
Bob has all the proof he needs that this stand is spoiled for the short amount of time he has here, but Paul has a glimmer of hope that gives Bob a chance on his last day of hunting.
I know that guy.
So Paul got pictures of that double drop tine, but he went to another stand further on down. So, okay, we're gonna get in that stand. And what could go wrong in this one? We're sitting there, and the deer are spotting us. And it's like, man, what's going on?
The deer once again know that something is not right. And when the first buck in the field spots the hunters, Bob knows the night is not going to go well.
And I look down and there's a spot, just like a mirror spot, right on the ground. Well, the sun was coming in from that. The glare from the camera lens spooked him off. Well, you can imagine how we felt. We left Wisconsin without a deer.
This hunt is over without even seeing the buck Bob was after. But Wisconsin has more than just an early archery season, and Bob Foulkrod may get a second chance at this elusive and legendary deer.
We had all our shots set up off to our right. We was always looking this way. I'm looking out the back window like this. Joe, my cameraman, goes, is that the buck? And I turn around, there he is right in front of us.